What's up, everyone? It's me, Emily, back with another video. Today, I want to talk about something that's actually quite important to me, and that is trash. Trash. You might be asking yourself, trash, Sham? Trash, Emily? What do you mean trash is important to you? Well, let me explain. So, some of you may have noticed that since this wonderful time of quarantine has happened, that, or maybe you haven't noticed, maybe I am the only one, but I very much doubt it. But maybe you've noticed that there's a lot more trash back. So the first thing I noticed in the world of trash was the disposable masks. Now, I live in a state where they take a lot of measures, and I'm very grateful for this, by the way, but they take a lot of measures to try to be environmentally friendly. Sorry, by the way, in advance, it's very cold outside, so if I'm putting my hands down a lot, it's just because I've got them in my pockets and they're quite chilly. So I'm not loving you guys any less, but it's very chilly this morning. So anyway, the first thing that I noticed was these disposable masks. Now, while I obviously understand the reason for the masks, I disagree with the fact that the first reaction was to pump out tons and tons of these disposable masks. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, but Sham, safety. I know, but the thing is the disposableness of them, that's not a word, but it's the fact that what I have a problem with is the fact that the first ones that they pumped out super fast, lots and lots and lots, and that they're still pumping out, by the way, is these disposable little paper masks. Now, as somebody who cares about the environment and the earth and plants and all sorts of nature, I don't want to contribute to more trash on the planet. So obviously I wasn't wanting to wear or buy any of these, and I still don't. And what upsets me is that I see a lot of people, especially now, because, you know, some people right now are in a second lockdown, and some of us are probably going to be going into one around Thanksgiving time for us in the US. And, you know, it's crazy because before this in Vermont, here's a great example. Before this in Vermont, for instance, in my particular little town, we have a rule. Well, I say a rule. It's basically, yeah, it's actually enforced. I'm just realizing as I'm speaking this out loud. It's actually enforced that in Vermont, I don't know if it's statewide, but I think it's at least just my town, but you can't use plastic bags, those single-use plastic bags for your shopping. We have a food co-op, and we have like a Stop and Shop Hannaford's type, you know, normal grocery store. And in both of them, I'm very grateful that you're basically not allowed to use plastic bags. You have to bring, you know, your own like cloth bag or something, which I always have loved because I'm all about sustainability and eco-consciousness and, you know, being conscious of the trash that we're putting out and what we're contributing to the environment. Sorry guys, I'm doing this outside my house. Okay, so the first thing I saw was these disposable masks. Now, I'm sure that if you have any kind of consciousness about, you know, honestly, disposable things in general are not good for the environment because there's, again, anything that's like single-use plastics, single-use disposable masks. So the first thing that I noticed that was being like produced in mass all of a sudden, which is really bad for the environment, is these masks. Now, so people I don't even have a statistic, you know, I'm not good with numbers or math particularly, but I can't even fathom the number of masks that must have been used and thrown away in just the, 9-10 months, well, we're in 11 months now, but it was, you know, 9 months. I mean, it must be astronomical. You know, a lot of us, we know that statistic about whatever it is, if you were to take all the plastic trash, I think it is, from everyone in the world, and like, I forget if it's you put the bottles end to end or whatever, but if you were to wrap them around the world, they would wrap around the world like however many bunch of times, a lot. And that's how much trash we were already producing, you know, before people were becoming conscious of like, gee, more trash is bad. Sorry guys. It must be school traffic in the morning, so I apologize. Now I know when not to record in the future. So I wanted to bring this to other people's attention because I'm sure other folks have noticed, and I guess my hope is that in drawing awareness to these very wasteful things that I see happening, that maybe we can change them. So the first thing I would say is that if you're one of these folks that up until this point has been using a disposable mask, I would just encourage you to please invest in, at this point, it's very easy to acquire one that's made of cloth and that even fits your face quite well. And I would strongly encourage you to please just get a washable one. I have had one the entire time. Problem solved. You have a mask, buy a mask, maybe buy two even. Or better yet, actually, if you're more talented than, say, me, I'm not good at sewing. I haven't sewn properly for like years. Literally, I don't even own a sewing kit, but I should. Because in sustainability, you know, sewing now, like repairing my own clothes, is becoming very, very important to me. I want to do everything that I can on my own and be very self-sufficient. So the masks is, please go buy one that you can wash. It's really perfectly safe, I promise. Just get one of the ones that, like I have, covers your nose and your mouth. You know, and they have ones that like perfectly fit you now. So there's really no excuse for you to be buying a disposable one. So I urge you, please, for the sake of everything in the environment, including honestly yourselves long term, don't buy those disposable masks. Now, the second thing that I noticed was happening, and this makes me very sad, and again, my hands are just in here because it's very chilly. Put them in there for a minute, let them warm back up. The second thing that I noticed is that for some reason, it became okay again for plastic bags, plastic everything. Have you ever guys? English is so good early in the morning, guys. I apologize. I haven't yet had anything that would wake me up. So, and let this car pass really quick, I think, before I talk. Why are there trucks right now? I don't even know. There must be construction up the road or something. Almost gone. Okay, so the plastic bags returned. Now, like I had mentioned, here in Vermont, plastic bags were not a thing. And when the quarantine disease related thing, which I'm not going to speak of because I don't feel like dealing with all that nonsense, you know, when somebody I used to watch, well, the only reason I haven't watched them is because I haven't had time to watch them because I've been so busy myself. But they used to come up with, like, you know, cutesy ways of covertly saying, anyway, side tangent. Sorry, y'all. I was just thinking of him, and he's a very cool guy. I really like him. But anyways, so I was, I'll talk about him in another video because he's a pretty big inspiration of mine, and one day it would be cool as hell to meet him, but that's a story for another day. So I noticed that the plastic bags came back, and they came back with a vengeance. So like I told you, here in my town, they were literally, you could not go into a store and use those. You had to use and bring a cloth bag, which I loved. It's environmentally wonderful. But then when COVID happened, that went to nothingness. It just seemed like suddenly nobody cared anymore if the environment was being protected, and everything was in these plastic bags. And again, I understand that people want to be safe, but we, you know, it seems like people forgot that Greta Thunberg was out there. I'm sorry for mispronouncing her last name. I do always get that wrong, but you know, hello friends. You all saw her out there protesting for the environment. Do you honestly think that those problems suddenly went away with this pandemic? Because it didn't. So, you know, the reason I'm speaking about it is because I care about plants, I care about nature and the environment very much. If we lose these trees, guys, we lose our ability to breathe. And I can't tell you how important these subjects are. So it may seem innocuous that, oh, I'm just using a disposable mask. Yeah, but think about the trash that we were already producing before 2020 as humans. The landfills were already over full, that's not a thing, but beyond full, over capacity. There was already so much trash that we have so much that we are trying to figure out how to, like, utilize it. You know, environmentalists are trying to figure out ways to, I think anyway, to utilize, like, recycling is big. If you can be in a town that recycles for real, you know, these reusable plastic items I'm happy to see again. Truck, guys, I'm sorry. Hang on, have patience with me 1 sec. I don't know why all the construction trucks are going by right now. I'm so sorry, guys. So yeah, there's been a lot of trash. And I wanted to bring attention to this because I don't find it to be okay at all. I appreciate that everyone wants to be safe and everyone I would love for everyone to be healthy. I wish that everyone had survived this pandemic. But the reality of things right now are that the world is going through a couple of big scares. A health scare. If you're not paying attention to your health right now, guys, let me encourage you to pay attention to your health. And I say this as someone who had spent the last 4 or 5 years reclaiming hers, and mine's still not there. If you're struggling with your health, please take care of it now, because I assure you that if nothing else, you're only going to get worse. And I don't say that to scare you. I say that to warn you. I say that because I want you to enjoy the rest of your life. I want you to enjoy the life you have. And I can tell you, as someone who is chronically ill, it's not a fun time. And the last thing you want is to have that happening while this pandemic is going on. Because the one commonality, and not a lot of people will tell you guys this, I don't think, especially not on YouTube where everybody gets censored for everything. But, you know, a lot of these people, they're dying not just because of the pandemic itself. It's because their systems are already weak. They're weak in their kidneys. They're weak in their immune systems. These people are already compromised mostly. And so what I'm saying is, take your health seriously. Take care of your health, you guys. It's very important, especially now. And if I can just give you a small tip on that, please eat as much fresh fruits and vegetables as you can. And I know that's something cliche that we heard as kids, but it's really very true. It's one of the best ways to protect your health, is to just eat a lot of raw fruits and vegetables. But back to topic, is that this trash, guys, we can't ignore this trash, you know? So what I was saying before is, like, now I go into the store maybe, and because it's winter, I can't, you know, grow all of my food here now, and I have to rely a little bit on the stores. Downfall to living in a cold climate. However, what I was going to draw attention to also is that, you know, one sec, let me let the car pass. Okay. The other thing is that now, I don't know if you guys have noticed this too, but when you go into the grocery store, if you want to go and get the organic food, a lot of the time what I'm really depressed to see is that this food is the organics are packaged in plastic. Like, what are we doing here, friends? We've got to pay attention to this stuff. If you have the opportunity to avoid buying something in plastic, please don't. But the reason I'm bringing attention to this specifically, besides just the extra use of plastic, which is really terrible, is the fact that these are the organic foods. What are we doing here, people? You know, if you're conscious enough that you know that organic is healthier, then you should also be conscious enough, or educate yourself to be conscious enough to know that, you know, it's great that they're organic, but to put it in plastic is almost undoing the benefit that you would get from the organic food, because growing non-organic food is really terrible for the environment in so many ways, so many more ways than probably people talk about. And I will have to talk about that in another video, about just pesticides, herbicides, and like the difference between why you should eat organic versus not. And I intend to really go hard on that, because that's a subject that, oh boy, am I passionate about. So I think I covered everything I wanted to say. I would like to encourage you guys to keep your eyes wide open. Seriously, when you go out, when you go shopping, and I'm not saying you should be doing these things often, especially during a pandemic. Don't go out and just mingle with people, please. Please don't be one of those folks. Like, you know, just be safe, please. I encourage you, you know, take care of yourself, take care of others, and just take care of what you're ingesting, what you're ingesting in a literal sense, what kind of information you're taking, and try to just take care of yourself. I made myself forget my train of thought then. But keep your eyes out for just extra plastics, for plastic bags. And I would urge you and encourage you, please, to try to eliminate them as much as you can from your life. Because realize that despite the fact that it's, you know, maybe, I don't even agree with this, to be honest, but maybe a little safer. Again, I don't agree with this, but I think in the beginning, the reason it arose was because people were thinking that somehow things packaged in plastic were safer. But honestly, that really doesn't make much sense if you think about it, because one way or the other, people had to touch those things going in or going out of the package or whatever, and it's really not any safer. Honestly, one of the best things you can do to protect yourself simply is literally from the inside out. So it's literally what you're ingesting. It's literally the food that you are eating, the air that you're breathing, the products you put on your skin, the water you're drinking. Seriously, all these things matter. So with that, I am going to leave you guys. I just wanted to strongly encourage you to increase your awareness about the trash right now. It doesn't make any sense, and it shouldn't be. And I want to be somebody who steps out and says, hey, this isn't right. This isn't good. by all means, go buy organic foods, spend the extra, because you know what? Those organic foods might well save your life. And in fact, I recently put on my Instagram a picture of water that I had washed off of organic food. So even organics are a little bit like, you know, but I wanted to show that, you know, you need to wash your fruits and vegetables, organic or not, for your own health. Wash them. And you should really be washing them in alkaline water, because that will take all the crappy, disgusting pesticides, things that you guys probably don't even think or want to know are on there. And that's for a whole another episode. So with that, guys, just please keep an eye on your trash. If you can buy organics, please do not buy those ones that are in, like, cucumbers. If you see organic cucumbers in the plastic and only plastic, don't buy them. Buy something that's not in plastic. Buy individual cucumbers, you know, whatever, and put them in a cloth bag, take them home. I know you guys are going to be like, ooh, but you should wash them anyway, so they won't be. And plus, I know a lot of you cook your foods, so, and I sometimes do, but, you know, cooking will, for a lot of people, will take the germs off or whatever, so you don't really even have to worry about that. But for me, I eat raw foods because I want to protect my immune system and my health the best I can during a pandemic and in general. So that's how I like to eat. I eat vegan raw, and it works out fantastically, quite literally saved my life. So with that, guys, please don't be trashy. Don't go out there and talk trash. Don't be trash. Be part of the people who are out there being revolutionary and being like, you know what? I am not only confident in my ability to have a strong immune system and to just, like, avoid this virus because I am strong and I am healthy, you know, but be one of those people that stands up for what's right now, and it doesn't just go along with the crowd and be a sheep and be like, it's just a bag, because it's not just a bag. You know, we say that, but we're not living in the area, you know, perhaps where there's a landfill right next door to someone's house, or, like, you know, back in the day it was stuff like Love Canal and these places where kids were getting cancer left, right, and center. I mean, I could go on and on about the environmental things that are no good, but for now, I just wanted to open your eyes to the trash crisis that I see going on right now. You know, so please, I encourage you, 1, buy a reusable, washable face mask. 2, watch out for all the single-use plastics, and please don't use them if you can at all avoid it. Like, I can pretty much guarantee, though, that you don't need that single-use plastic. I'm talking about, you know, things like these McDonald's cups and whatever, plastic cups and stuff. Avoid the single-use plastics, and please don't buy your organic produce in those plastic bags. Just, if you can avoid plastics and single-use trash, please do. I'm so sorry for all these cars, guys. It must just be school hour. So with that, that is all for today, guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm very happy to be back here outside and giving you guys gardening tips, at least something related to permaculture and gardening, because I've sorely missed it. I do apologize too for being gone. I needed to take some personal time away from the internet, and I'm more than thrilled to be back. So I'm going to hopefully be back to all my, not hopefully, I am committed and back to 3 videos a week for you guys, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Yes. So with that, guys, I very much appreciate you tuning in. I would please encourage you that if you thought this helped you at all, or if you know anyone that this would help, someone who perhaps has a little trash problem or a trash talking problem, you know, pass this on to them. But more so, I just wanted to spread the word and encourage you guys to adopt these. Please don't use these single-use plastics. The disposable masks, buy a washable one. It's very, very simple steps that you can do to really protect the environment in times where it seems like people suddenly don't care anymore about the fact that we're creating a ton more trash all of a sudden this year. I bet you if you look up the statistics, in fact, perhaps I'll do a follow-up to this and actually dig up the statistics on the trash that's been created this year, because I bet you it would blow your mind. So with that, guys, don't forget, if you like the video, please do leave a like. Again, if you enjoy my content or me at all, subscribe down below and click the bell. Otherwise, you won't get notified when I put up a new video every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So with that, have a beautiful week. I give you guys lots of love. If for some reason I don't catch you or see you before Thanksgiving and you're in that area of the world, happy Thanksgiving, happy Boxing Day, there was recently it was Diwali, so happy Diwali belated if you're from that area of the world, and much love, guys. Namaste, and I will see you real soon. Mwah! Take care of yourselves and be well. Bye!